Imagine fruit trees that do not go to sleep. While the deciduous side of the garden drops leaves and rests in winter, these evergreens stay green, keep casting shade, and keep the yard feeling alive year-round. Today, I'm taking you on a quick tour of our evergreen fruit trees, from rich, creamy fruit to bright citrus. Because they each have their own season, there is usually something happening out here. New leaves, flowers, fragrance, or fruit getting close. Welcome to With the Garden. Here in Los Angeles, in a cozy yard, I'm learning and sharing as I go. I hope you'll grow along with me. Let's begin. I'm going to break our tour into 3 quick chapters. First up, the icons of texture. These are the calorie-dense powerhouses of the yard. The avocado. This is the butter of the garden, and also the most particular. Avocados hate soggy soil, so drainage is everything. In Los Angeles, that often means planting on a slight mound and watering deeply, but not too often. The flowers are also fascinating. Avocados have 2 flowering types, A and B, and their timing is like a relay. If you have compatible varieties nearby, fruit set can improve, but even one tree can still produce, although not as many, as in our case. Then, we have the Cherimoya. The fruit is famously custardy and intense. Mark Twain called this the most delicious fruit known to men, and he wasn't kidding. It tastes like a blend of pineapple, papaya, and banana. Cherimoya lives on the border in our climate though. Some winters it holds more leaves, some winters it keeps fewer. And pollination can be tricky here, so hand pollinating with a small brush is sometimes the difference between a few fruits and a real harvest. We have never had time to hand pollinate it, so our harvest has been low. Next, we move to the trees that are as beautiful as they are productive. These are the showstoppers. Look at this Loquat, one of the toughest evergreen trees in our garden. Those big leathery leaves look almost prehistoric, and it handles cool nights better than most subtropicals. It gives us those tangy, apricot-like yellow fruits in early spring when many other trees are just waking up. We have been enjoying a handful every day for over 2 weeks already, and there are a lot more on the tree. And there is Pineapple Guava growing beside the pergola in the front yard. It has quietly become one of the sweetest surprises in the garden. First came the striking blossoms, beautiful and actually tasty. Then last year, it finally started giving us small fruits, rich in flavor, that we enjoyed so much. It is still a small tree, but it is growing steadily. And this morning, March 11th, I noticed it covered in fresh new leaves and dotted with quite a few flower buds, already preparing for what comes next. Then we have Longan, also called dragon's eye. The fruit is translucent and tastes like honey, only better. It wants warmth to really settle in, and it may take time before it becomes a consistent producer. But once established, it builds a dense canopy and can carry beautiful clusters. In our dry climate, it still appreciates regular deep watering, especially through bloom and fruit set. Next to the longan is our papaya, one of the most generous plants we grow, giving us fruits year-round. Its leaves stay green most of the time, but after a cold or frosty night, the big leaves can get damaged and eventually drop. The great part is how quickly it recovers. Fresh new growth keeps rising from the top, and the whole plant just climbs taller as it goes, like it is constantly rebuilding itself in real time. And check out the star fruit, which feels like a tropical cameo in Los Angeles. The leaves fold at night, and the fruit slices into perfect stars. It is more cold sensitive than the others, so placement matters. The warmest, most sheltered spot you have, out of wind. Consistent moisture helps too. This is not a neglect tree. The reward is amazing. We are still enjoying dehydrated slices from last season that are comfort food for me. Then here is our dragon fruit, an evergreen for sure, even though it is not a tree. It is a cactus that wants to climb, so the real secret is giving it something sturdy to hold on to. Once it settles in, it becomes a sculptural presence in the garden, all angular arms and slow strength. When it is happy, it rewards you with those dramatic blooms and then fruit that feels almost unreal to harvest in your own yard. Finally, we hit the workhorses, the citrus genus. While they all have different personalities, they share a common appetite: sun, decent drainage, steady water, and regular feeding. Nitrogen matters, especially during spring growth, but balance matters too. Too much nitrogen can mean lots of leaves and fewer flowers. Orange, the classic. If you have room for only one citrus, this is the easy, reliable staple. Lemon, a kitchen essential. Meyer lemon can bloom in waves, often more than once a year in our climate, which is why it feels like it is always doing something. Mandarin, this is the snacking citrus, smaller, sweeter, and usually the first one people fall in love with. Kumquat, my favorite example of citrus surprise. You eat the peel and the flesh together, sweet outside, tart inside. It is also one of the more cold-tolerant citrus types, which makes it feel extra steady in winter. It is the stable fruit for us in this season. One last note before you plant. In a yard orchard, you are never gardening alone. Birds, bees, and neighborhood trees all shape what happens here. Citrus is mostly easy because bees handle the pollination. Avocado and Cherimoya are more complicated, and weather during bloom can make a big difference, even with the help of bees. Whether you want the buttery richness of avocado or the bright punch of citrus, there is an evergreen fruit tree for almost every corner of a small yard. And if you are growing fruit in Los Angeles, you will eventually learn the fine art of sharing, protecting, or netting. If you want to know more about our relationship with each tree, I have other videos that feature them one by one as plant portraits. Which evergreen would you plant first in your own space? Tell me in the comments. Thank you for watching. If this was helpful or inspiring, please give it a like, share, subscribe, and tell me what you're growing in the comments. See you next time in the garden.